I'll put my hand up and say I never thought Cavendish would do this again. Shenanigans also in the run into this stage, completely flat stage, finishing with a sprint at the Abu Dhabi breakwater, and with 35k's to go, we saw, I'm not exaggerating here, I've never seen the peloton go this slow on the flat. They hit a headwind straight section on the highway before they turned in to go to the sprint with about 20k's where it was a bit more cross headwind, and everybody stopped pedaling. And this is the one time I think amateur cyclists could ride with World Tour pros and ride in the bunch. Because if you look at the data, they were doing like 50 watts for 25 minutes. If you also want to do a nice ride with some chatty, Lanterne Rouge Zwift group ride tomorrow evening, link in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Jasper Philipsen, who won the stage yesterday, engaging in a bit of ribaldry, bit of light banter for the television. Should I do it, boys? Actually does. I mean, Alpecin and Phoenix do have their history as a cyclocross team, so why not some highway cyclocross desert action? I mean, Froome did it. Did Philipsen do it better? Anyway, enough mucking about. Into the sprint. Bike Exchange have the longest train here. They brought it forward. Kel O'Brien bringing them forward well. They have Luca Mezgec back there for Dylan Groenewegen, who looked very, very fast yesterday, but had the door shut on him by Jasper Philipsen. Bora, you'll notice, are also more present with Ryan Mullen in the middle of the train. Yesterday they came up really late. There's a corner here with 1.4, 1.3k's to go. Can't afford to come up that late this time. Israel also making sure their riders were front before that corner. Did a pretty good job, actually. So the sprinters we have here, Cavendish, Philipsen, Viviani, Groenewegen, Olav Kooi, Emils Leipins. Really, really strong sprint field. Lucas Plapp on the front, Australian national champion, future Grand Tour winner, doing a pull for Viviani, whilst Alpecin and Phoenix, just before this corner, move up really late in the middle of the road. I don't know how there wasn't a crash with it coming together, and it narrows here. And if you weren't at the front, you get squeezed out the back as Israel accelerate once again. The problem for Bike Exchange is, just like yesterday, they've detached, Groenewegen's been detached from the lead out, so it's not all, it looked beautiful in that still I showed a second ago, and now it's kind of all over the place, and Groenewegen didn't get brought into good position once again. Ryan Mullen pulls off and then looks back and decides he's going to move into the peloton to try and disrupt DSM's train. I really hate that sort of thing. It's really negative, cynical racing and dangerous. So pretty poor move from Ryan Mullen there. But Bora Hansgrohe up front now with Archibald, Danny Van Poppel and Sam Bennett third wheel. Démare's looking in okay position on the left-hand side with Guarnieri, his last man. He's got 3 lead-out men still. And as I said, FDJ had a really good opportunity here to put Démare into good position, and Démare needs to be put into good position. He's not as good as the Philipsen at navigating a hectic bunch. Merku's not got Cavendish on his wheel. Cavendish has allowed Bennett and Van Poppel to sort of take that wheel as well as Guarnieri's taken it. Démare's looking in fantastic shape here. The problem is when Merku finishes his kick, looks around, Guarnieri goes to the left and then gets squeezed as Van Poppel jumps ahead of him. Cavendish is off Bennett's wheel, comes across, boxes in Van Poppel and Bennett like he did to him earlier last year. Drag race, 275 metre, 20-second sprint. I never thought I'd see Cavendish do it again. Not at World Tour level. When you look at where he is here in the overhead shot, in the middle like yesterday, at risk a bit getting squeezed, but Merku moves up and then actually fights Bennett for Danny Van Poppel's wheel. He eventually yields it, which actually helps him. We got over 350 meters left to go here, and you see if Guarnieri kicks to the left-hand side of Merku, he can put Démare into a really good spot. Cavendish allows Bennett to go ahead of him. Philipsen, you can't even see in the frame until now. He moves on to Ackermann's wheel, and he has to come up the right-hand exposed side, and this is a gentle left-hand bend. Launches it here, does a really good job up to this point. Philipsen's already sprinting in the wind. That's 300 meters to go, as you can see on the right-hand side, with, according to Cavendish, a light headwind in this finish. And Van Poppel doesn't open up the inside for Bennett. I feel like Bennett wanted to go inside. He sees Cavendish all too late, and Cavendish brings everyone across. Ackermann and Philipsen boxes Bennett in, kills Bennett's sprint, and into this wind, Cav super aero. Apparently did like 1100 watts for 19 seconds according to the Velon data. It was a very, very easy stage before this, which suited him. And I want to reiterate, the Cavendish sprint at Oman, that was really good, but That was against Fernando Gaviria, and Gaviria is not looking very fast, if we're being honest. The sprint field wasn't top there, and we are missing Jakobsen, Merlier, and Caleb Ewan here, 3 of probably the top 5 sprinters, but Philipsen looks quicker. And Cavendish has done a 20-second sprint into the wind out of not ideal position. This is not a gift-wrapped Mercu red carpet delivery, and just toasted everyone. He's outsmarted Bennett, cooked Bennett's sprint. He's able to navigate the hectic bunch better than Dylan Groenewegen, who looked fastest yesterday, and he beats Philipsen once again. Jasper Philipsen's nemesis, who's come second to Cav like 7 times. Great sprint from Olav Koy, the young Jumbo-Visma sprinter. He looks super, super fast, but he's just eating a lot of wind early. But Cav stoked. Patrick Lefevre, I know you're watching this. Send Cavendish to the Tour. Let him take that extra Tour de France victory. I'll chip in a couple of grand because it helped me with the algorithm in the videos. Just send Cavendish to the Tour. We all want to see it, except Dutch fans, except Fabio Jakobsen, and maybe Fabio is a little bit better than Cav by the time the Tour rolls around, but that's irrelevant. Cav to the Tour, let's make it happen. He wins the stage ahead of Philipsen, Ackermann, Olav Koy, Démare, Malucelli, Leipinge, another good sprint, top 10. De Vriend, Schwarzman, and Marin Vandenberg. On the Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast episode today, Benji and I discussed who are the top 10 sprinters in the world currently. Go and have a look at that if you want to argue or tell me I'm an idiot, because there's some meme takes. I got Cavendish in a ludicrous position there. Until tomorrow, ciao.